Well, we at the Cancer Society believe very strongly that our most important mission is to prevent cancer before it occurs. We raise millions of dollars to spend money on research and urge the federal government and the state governments to put money into research to identify ways to treat cancer more effectively, to detect it early. But the best thing we can do is prevent it, and that's what the tobacco tax does. It prevents kids from starting to smoke by pricing the cigarettes out of range, and cigarette smoking is responsible for the vast majority of the lung cancers that we see in our society.
There's over 500 studies that have been done on the impact of cigarette prices on consumption. And the consensus of these studies is that when you raise the price 10%, you get a 4% reduction in consumption, which is caused by adult smokers either quitting or if they continue to smoke, they smoke less. You also get about a 7% reduction in the number of new kids that begin smoking. And of course that's what we really wanted to focus on, is the terrific impact this will have on the next generation in terms of reducing their smoking rates.
We have a critical problem, there's absolutely no question about it, in collecting taxes, mostly from Indian reservations, selling to non-Native Americans. Courts have ruled that we should collect those taxes. We as a society should collect those taxes. In other states, they've worked out ways to do that. Here in New York, we seem to be paralyzed, and we're going to be urging the governor and the legislature to get unparalyzed and deal with that problem. It's a serious problem because it erodes the preventive effect of the high price, but it also does do damage to the convenience stores and other merchants outside the reservation community who are losing business. Not just cigarettes, but other products that people buy when they go there.
During our recent campaign to increase the cigarette tax, our very successful campaign, it was tremendously important that legislators hear from their constituents about this issue. And we posted a plea on the ACS CAN website for folks to call in to their legislators, and we got a great response. And we know that that was very helpful in convincing legislators to, take what's a pretty tough step. Raising taxes is the last thing they want to do. It's important that they hear from constituents who are saying, yes, go ahead, do this.
The volunteer core of the Cancer Society is its real power. We don't give money to candidates. We don't support the political parties with money or parties or stuff like that. We represent the community's interests in preventing cancer and dealing more effectively with the disease. And it's very important that legislators get reminded of that by hearing directly from their constituents. We can issue reports and we can give polling data, and we do all that, but it's not as important as hearing from your neighbor. If you're a legislator, you hear from your neighbor or your PTA or your high school class leadership committee. That makes a difference because they realize that those people are there in their community, and that makes, the old saying is 3 handwritten letters are worth 10,000 emails, and a personal phone call from a constituent is worth everything.